my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well as a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Avatar top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting on the 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages here. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a bonus stream for myself here on a Sunday evening late after the Western Clash finished today, with Dignitas completing the entire event without dropping a single map. And now it's time for NGS to shine. We're in Division D West this evening, mildly interesting, up against Rainbow Spectrum. And I'm so excited because it's Sunday night. I got the place to myself tonight, no girlfriend here. Got the nice green screen behind me, not getting yelled at. And it's just me and some hots. And these teams, of course, these teams are ready to go. They're in the lobby. They just gave me the old R's and stuff. So without further ado, I present to you mildly interesting and Rainbow Spectrum. We are heading over to, and hopefully that game scene's about to pop up. There it is. All right, it popped up. We're heading over to Brax's Holdout for our first game. Let me tell you what happened during the coin toss. So Rainbow Spectrum won the toss, decided they wanted first map pick. They banned away Tomb of the Spider Queen. Mildly interesting, banned out Volskaya Foundry. Here we are, map 1, Brax's Holdout, the pick of Rainbow Spectrum, as we see B-Med's Gazlo banned off right off the top. And the second map tonight is going to be Sky Temple. So 2 maps you don't see all the time have kind of become maps that most teams don't prefer to play, but we're going to get a chance to see them tonight. Division D West is lit as always. And look at this in chat. We have some viewers popping in as well. Welcome to Danielle Was Delayed and Alana89991. Thank you so much for stopping in today. And everyone else who's out there and who is yet to say hello to me, don't be afraid. Say hi. I don't bite. We're going to have some fun tonight, hopefully. And Greymane is the next ban here by Mildly Interesting. So really attacking B-Med's hero pool, and I know he can't be too happy about that, but he's got more than 2 heroes up his sleeve. I know that for a fact. Rainer, the final ban here in the top side of the draft. And now we're moving into the meat and potatoes of this, as we're going to finally get to see our first hero of the night. Alana saying, love the podcast, Murda. Thanks for casting our game. It is my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for being a GFOP, a good friend of Pod. We at the podcast team love to hear that people are enjoying it. Muradin, first selection here for Mildly Interesting, and snapped right away. We're going to see Deckard Cain, and as I like to call him, Fen9, Phoenix, entering the Nexus here on Brax's Holdout.
The wait is over.
All right, so Deckard, Phoenix, and then another 2 quick picks. This is Cassia and Malfurion. So these teams seem to know exactly what they want to do heading into Brax's Holdout. They're not wasting much time. We are entering our final 2 bans of the map. It's going to be Kael Thas here for Rainbow Spectrum. And this leaves open the final ban for the blue team. Mildly Interesting wearing the blue this evening. Are they going to continue to attack this hero pool of B-Med, or will they shift around and potentially ban out a warrior here? Phoenix, of course, is flexible enough to play that solo lane. We'll see what Rainbow Spectrum wants to do with that hero. But final ban, 1 second left here, and it's going to be Sergeant Hammer. And another 2 really quick picks. All right, so they're wasting no time. Sylvanas on Brax's Holdout can really be a menace. Pairing it with Johanna. Okay, so seems like they're ready to get a Zerg wave, push in hard, and do work. Of course, you got to note Phoenix on this map too. He has a Planet Cracker ability, which can instantly clear out Zerg waves. We'll see how much utility they get out of that if they decide to go into Planet Cracker. Final 2 picks here for Mildly Interesting are going to be Jaina and Varian. So a back backup tank here in the form of Varian. See if he wants to go into that taunt, or maybe we'll end up seeing something even crazier. Colossal Smash, or dare I say, Twin Blades. Time will tell there for the Varian. But pairing with the Jaina, I like to see that. I think she has definitely a big place in the current meta. Her wave clear is bar none to a lot of other heroes. And final pick here, Thrall. Likely a solo lane choice here for Rainbow Spectrum, but we will see what they want to decide between the Phoenix and the Thrall, if they want to mix those around at all. But we're heading into a game number 1. Welcome to Enigmatic and Mad Kazar here in chat. Thank you for stopping in, saying hello, and greetings to you. Thanks for joining on a Sunday evening here with me. These two teams are ready to go. Mildly interesting in blue tonight. Rainbow Spectrum in the red. I don't believe Mildly Interesting has played a game so far this season. I can try to check the schedule. Let's see here. Mildly Interesting. Let's see if they've played one. So, no. Tonight is their first game. This is your first look at Mildly Interesting. And I'm excited. They're brand new as far as I know here to Nexus Gaming Series. Rainbow Spectrum, of course, is made up of BMed, who's been around for a while. I know I've seen Captain Quinn around as well. And they're looking to get some points on the board. Both these teams really want to add to their round 1 totals. Mildly Interesting, of course, not yet having any games played. I believe Rainbow Spectrum had a split in their first showing. But here we are. We are in game. Braxis holdout, and on the left-hand side, we have Happy Pants playing that Muradin. Actually, a band skin Muradin. We'll see if anyone from Rainbow Spectrum wants to call that out. Walrex on the Varian. Magnus Opus going to be playing the Malfurion. Down on the bottom side, we also see Rally on the Jaina, and Miss Wind Up Bird on the Cassia. On the right-hand side, it is Rainbow Spectrum. The assistant captain, Player Ninja on the Phoenix. E-Day 15 going to be playing the tank here, Johanna. Captain Quinn on the Sylvanas. Whoa, no. Playing the Deckard Cain, and up in the top, it's Thrall, played by your resident B. Meduho. Alright, so we'll keep an eye around. Up top, it looks like Malfurion and Varian are going to be up there. Thrall also waiting in an opposite bush, but down here on the bottom side is where some action's already starting, with Fleur Ninja out here in this lane, throwing some lasers at the Muradin player, and still a standoff here up top. They sent Varian into the lane. I don't think Malfurion has shown yet, but he's going to make a rotation down to bottom. You see Varian try to engage upon B-Med and that Thrall. Back on the bottom side, we see Deckard Cain doing a fantastic job setting up with these potions early in the lane, making sure that his team stays at max capacity on their health. And we're going to keep flipping around back and forth. Actually, we see Muradin falling pretty low. He's got the back up. There's a good fend there by Cassia, but a Condemn, making sure no further attempt at her team. But first to fall is going to be Phoenix on the side of Rainbow Spectrum. First blood on the board for Mildly Interesting. Peeking back up top, Thrall, doing decent with the health. Management on the mana, a little bit in the favor currently of Varian, as we see the beacons are activating, and sitting on this bottom one already is Mildly Interesting. Varian making the flank around. Watch this Varian come in right now, looking to find a target, and he's looking at Deckard Cain. Captain Quinn also, though, falling even lower from that fend, but has the wherewithal to use and escape that haunting wave to get out of the fight. As Sylvanas, Captain Quinn surviving, using a well tap, hopefully going to get a couple potions here from Deckard Cain as the fight is breaking out bottom. There's 5 members of Mildly Interesting here, but they're getting locked in by Deckard Cain. A 4-man lock inside of that scroll of ceiling, going to pick up the first kill of the game here for Rainbow Spectrum. And all the while, Thrall's been up top getting free XP, and with a 4v5, Rainbow Spectrum making the damage happen here in the bottom lane. They're even going to get on this beacon, start the channeling, and look at it go. 10% already on the board here for Rainbow Spectrum as the rotation is coming up top. We'll see if B-Med smells it coming. Has a look there. Cassie going to start backing up B-Med smartly back to his wall. Going to survive for now, but does he know that Muradin's here? Does he see that Malfurion's here as well? Might be wanting to call for rotation from his team get up here and help defend against his beacon. But bottom side, they're saying, nah, just stick with it. We got Sylvanas. Let's make this push happen. If they want to give this up in the bottom lane to Captain Quinn and his Sylvanas, and they're just going to continue this onslaught. Wall down, 2 turrets down, and got some extra XP there. Level 4s are picked up. I got the talents up on your screen right now as you see both beacons controlled currently by Mildly Interesting, but they're being contested on the bottom by Johanna, and now they're going to have to back off. So channel started. Oh, excuse me, Thrall retook the top up against Cassia, who now has the Hearth back to base. No mana, low health. B-Med making it work up there in the top lane on that Thrall, but eyes on the bottom lane right now as we see Rainbow Spectrum moving back on the beacon. Varian waiting in the flank is going to try to charge in here, see if he wants the Colossal Smash again, and he does. This one's on top of Phoenix. Johanna's here as well. Great scroll is sealing there by Decker Kane, but the blizzard damage on top of 3 targets. Decker Kane falling low. Johanna's low, has an iron skin. Is it enough to get back? And it is, and it's the turret on the side of Rainbow Spectrum finishing off Muradin, as once again Rainbow Spectrum winning a 4v5 fight here in the bottom lane, and they're able to move back onto the beacon, regain control. That's Captain Quinn holding it down. E-Day 15 up front, trying to make sure no one's pushing in. Thrall's still up top, getting that free XP as I talked about before. So a full level lead and another kill, make it a double for Rainbow Spectrum as they're starting to dominate this early game. 4-1 in kills, very close to getting level 7 talents. And they're really showing why they are a force to be reckoned with here in Division D West. All right, Muradin regaining the capture there on the top beacon, but 90% is currently the tally for Rainbow Spectrum, and they have this opportunity now to kind of play it slow. We'll see if they want to drop back, take any camps, invade camps with their level 7 talents. Plenty of options currently right now for Rainbow Spectrum as we see a 3-man up top once again for Mildly Interesting, and it might signal to move down here on the bottom. They find a kill on Jaina, now 5 on the board, still have this level 7 talent here advantage, and with Sylvanas here, they can continue this push. And there, Captain Quinn goes, locking down the fort. Phoenix is here, as well as Decker Kane. They're going to smash it down. But Johanna sees that they're losing the point here on the bottom, so she's going to move in, try to make a play, call him back, won't know. Throwing some potions in is Decker Kane. There's 2 on the point, but Johanna getting zoned away from them, so not currently able to get those. But finally, Sylvanas and Phoenix able to finish off the bottom fort and doing a fantastic job. And look at this up top, B-Med even pushing Muradin back once again, but here comes Malfurion on the flank side, gonna stand on this beacon. It's being retaken on the bottom right now by Rainbow Spectrum, but Thrall in trouble, got rooted there. Muradin looking to hit the Stormbolt, but doesn't get it. B-Med back to safety, gonna use a Hearth back to base, get full health, recoup a bit there, and rely on her. Oh my gosh, look at this! Thrall back in doesn't even matter because bottom side just in control by Rainbow Spectrum, and yeah, B-Med, like, he doesn't have to care right now. He's having free time up top, and this bottom lane is just complete domination right now by Rainbow Spectrum. We'll see if they want to move back on this right now. Working on a camp. They have a little bit of time to spare. Of course, Thrall just recapturing that top beacon. And Rainbow Quinn, along with Plur Ninja, they're grabbing this Bruiser camp, which is going to give them this push in the bottom lane to give them opportunity to move on to the beacon. But Colossal Smash yet again. This one on top of Johanna. She's falling low, but this camp's here. And some of those Raven shots are starting to hit the members of Mildly Interesting. Another 5-man stack in this bottom lane. Thrall still getting that free XP up top and potentially a fort. And we'll just peek there. Turrets are going down quick. B-Med still up there slamming away. Here comes a rotation from Muradin up to the top along with Malfurion. Actually, Malf returning to the bottom. Not going to head up there. Muradin going to try to get on this point. And this could be a little bit of trouble. No, because Varian falls in the bottom. Johanna still playing aggressive along with Plur Ninja on that Phoenix. And they're pushing up on the members. Miss Windup Bird taking some of that damage. Some of those arrows there from Sylvanas and her quiver, as she calls it. And finally, we do see 100% channeled for Rainbow Spectrum, and it's going to be pushing up this top lane. We'll see if they want to rotate the Sylvanas or perhaps stay in the bottom lane because this Bruiser camp is still here. They're going to clear up this Zerg pretty easily, and it's Thrall alone right now with the Zerg up top. We'll see what BMed can do if he can rip through these towers, or if they want to rotate him down to the bottom to continue this push, because the rest of Rainbow Spectrum is going to be here. Looks like Johanna is going to move, and there's a huge Planet Cracker up top, not connecting on much. BMed could be in trouble, but still has that Earthquake as a disengage if he wants to use it. Not going to use it for now. Going to hold it back and try to join up with this team. Of course, that Earthquake and that Purification Salvo, which they didn't take, would have been a great combo. Instead, they're opting for that Planet Cracker, and we'll see. So far, it's all in the favor with the Sylvanas pushing the bottom lane. They're going to get a keep wall out of this. Is Rainbow Spectrum a 3-level lead, and look at the mind control come out. They couldn't find the damage on top, and actually, it's turned right around as Sylvanas first to fall in this skirmish and picking up a kill there. Down heroic talents is going to be mildly interesting. A great job by them, making sure Sylvanas did not make that mind control happen for them. And it's time to start working on Merc camps for them. But on the other side, and I have it both on your screen right now, it's going to be Rainbow Spectrum grabbing a boss, while Mildly Interesting is working down that siege camp. Will they check the boss? Looks like they will. And Jaina has it spotted out. And now the question is everyone from Mildly Interesting going to walk in here? Cassie is still a little far away, but the engage is happening. On top of the boss, falling low there in the middle was Thrall, and BMed's down. Is this a boss deal? Yes, it is. Mildly Interesting picking up a kill, stealing away the boss, potentially looking for a kill now on Johanna, who's fallen low. Variance here has Colossal Smash in 3 seconds. Isn't enough time. Varian's gonna put the chase on, and here comes the Colossal Smash. Not enough to finish off Johanna, but they do find a Phoenix. And the Tranquility about to heal back all the members of Mildly Interesting. They're even gonna steal away a siege camp. An enormous turnaround right now for Mildly Interesting, as that boss deal might have saved their lives here on Braxis Holdout. I do want to say shout out to Alana89991 for the follow. Thank you so much for that, as we see this boss here in the bottom lane being responded to by Sylvanas, Johanna, and Deckard Cain. Likely not going to get too much damage onto this keep wall, but beacons are reactivating, and Rainbow Spectrum has to get their feet back underneath them if they want to get control and not turn this over to Mildly Interesting. And the past couple minutes have been a tide shifter here, with Mildly Interesting taking that boss, stealing away some siege camps, and bringing it right back within 1 level. Currently 6-4 in kill count. Checking a bush there is Phoenix, and he's instantly deleted. Varian and Colossal Smash making it happen once again for Mildly Interesting, as his mid-game recovery is here. Mind control on top of Jaina. She's sent under a fort, but minions are currently blocking some of the damage, and a follow-up kill, a counter kill there. That one's on Sylvanas, and Mildly Interesting is keeping the momentum rolling as they have both the beacons in their control. They're working down this top fort as we speak, varying down in the bottom lane. Thrall's there as well, but there's not much BMed can do right now because the minion wave is pushed back, and up top here, we're finally seeing this fort about to go down. There's a Planet Cracker not doing too much damage. It did destroy some mercenaries, as now Malfurion taking some tower shots, but they are able to destroy the fort in time before Malfurion died there. And here we go. Is this the counterattack, the pushback that Rainbow Spectrum needs? And yes, it is a pullback indeed, with that Lord NATO by Deckard Cain pulling 2 back. Could be Muradin as well, and yes, it is. Won't know this time making the plays, and right back in it is Rainbow Spectrum, but here comes a Zerg wave in their face. No Planet Cracker available right now. 60 seconds is the cooldown, so won't have that instant deletion on the Zerg wave right now. And instead, they're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. A little bit of AoE damage spray from Phoenix. You got Sylvanas here trying to shut him down as well. And this Zerg wave is not going to push very far at all. A quick cleanup here by Rainbow Spectrum, which essentially neutralizes any chance at an objective push here for Mildly Interesting. And this is becoming a game now. Both teams on level 13 talents. Those talents are up on your screen right now. And I don't see anything that is sticking out as not normal for me. Varian will get his Juggernaut. Victory rush there as well. Okay, so yeah, looking good, both teams. And it's time to see if they want to continue the Sylvanas push, and they might start here with a mind control on top of Malfurion. Lord NATO pushing the rest of the members back, and they do find that kill on Malfurion. Earthquake's out. There's a Planet Cracker not hitting anything yet again, not getting the value they need is Splur Ninja, but they do find Varian, who dove in deep with that Colossal Smash and paid with his life, and now 5v3 advantage. Remember, Sylvanas is here as well, so Captain Quinn's gonna lock down this fort. We see Cassia trying to hard back, but being called back by the rest of her team. Here's Miss Winduper trying to poke back with some of her spears, but it is going to be a secured fort for Rainbow Spectrum, and now they can potentially work on a boss. They have a little bit of time, or do they want this siege camp instead? Looks like they're pinging the siege camp. Murden throwing out a danger ping, but here comes Mildly Interesting. All members are up except Varian is a little bit too far away to make anything happen in this particular skirmish, and it will be a siege camp taken away by Rainbow Spectrum as they're going to back up smartly and not want to get too greedy with the rest of this play. All they have up is Lord NATO and Mind Control right now. So they're going to drop back onto the Bruiser camp as the siege camp was cleared there by Mildly Interesting. Bruiser camp should be easy now. Checking bosses. Cassia sees no one's there, so they're going to rotate up top, get some XP, perhaps invade this siege camp, which could be trouble. Cassia in the vent. Do they want to check it? I think she saw that Splur Ninja was here on the Phoenix, and here come Mildly Interesting with a blind set up there by Cassia, but they're going to back up. They don't know where everyone else is. They're playing it safe for now. They're going to give the siege camp away. That's fine. And they do need to be careful because level 16 so close right now for Rainbow Spectrum, and a fight down that talent tier could cost them the beacon phase, which has just been announced. Instead, they're going to get this Bruiser camp, play it slow, see if they can find anyone sticking out by themselves. Bruiser camp's pushing down the bottom lane, so keep an eye on that. But here comes a potential fight up on the top. There's a Colossal Smash on B-Med and that Thrall. Varian looking for the damage, but not enough to finish off Thrall. And here comes a Planet Cracker. This one's getting a little bit of damage done on Murden, but it's Thrall fallen first. Got the Earthquake out, but not enough damage, not enough health regen to stay alive with Thrall. And Mildly Interesting now getting a double kill on Sylvanas. Fallen next. Rainbow Spectrum gonna have to back up. Beacons are active. First one in control right now by Varian, who grabbed that from Mildly Interesting. Bottom side, we do see this Bruiser camp pushing along with the fat minion wave. We'll see if anyone responds to that. Looks like it will be Miss Winduper on that Cassia as the bottom beacon is captured now by Walrex. Here is Rainbow Spectrum on the bottom side, looking to regain control, potentially take out this Varian, and they do. A quick pick there. Varian has fallen yet again. Let me throw up these kill counts. It's Phoenix with 5. Splur Ninja doing some damage. Backside, we see Happy Pants checking out that beacon, see if he can get a flank spot. Gonna change his mind a bit, come on the front side. Malfurion here along with Jaina. Rally there on that Jaina with Magnus Opus, the captain on Malfurion, walking into a bush. Gonna get locked in by that scroll of ceiling, pulled back by the Lord NATO and destroyed. Malfurion down. Happy Pants could be next, as I believe the Dwarf Toss was interrupted, and yes, sir, indeed it was. Malfurion and Murden are down in that fight, and now with all the members and a mind control on Cassia, this could be another kill. Gonna lock her in. Nope, not gonna get it, but they do secure the kill on Cassia. And they're going to get beacon control. Progress going to be in the favor of Rainbow Spectrum, and pushing this bottom lane with Captain Quinn and that Sylvanas. His keep is going to fall. Zergwave will be up top. We'll see what they want to do with that Zergwave, but they're going to get a keep here as 3 members are down. Jaina's having to play back a bit, and first keep of the game is over to Rainbow Spectrum. Water Elemental drop going to try to delay this back, but still members from Mildly Interesting have not respawned. Warping away is Phoenix. On the horse, getting dismounted is Johanna, and slowed. E-Day 15 gonna have to pop that iron skin. Gonna make it back to safety. Still beacons in control of, as Varian retakes the top side. 82% was the channel there for Rainbow Spectrum. As Varian walking around, potentially trying to find a flank. Doesn't have any follow-up, and stuck in a bush. Will they dismount him? They will with a mind control. Here comes that scroll of ceiling again. Gonna try to lock him in, but the Colossal Smash moves him out, but not nearly enough out of the way as Varian falls. for the 6th time in the game. Planet Cracker connecting on Malfurion, but he's got the Tranquility out. He's going to survive for now. E-Day 15's the one in trouble, getting blinded by Cassia, but all the damage is here. 5 members from Rainbow Spectrum looking to finish off Muradin. He's popped his avatar. There's Earthquake to slow them down on their retreat. We'll see if they want to push any further in. Phoenix here as well. Rally on the top side with that water elemental dropped, and everyone from Rainbow Spectrum, they're playing it slow. They want to back up for now, get a little bit of health. Johanna's also low on mana, so she's going to back up back to base. Bruiser Camp spawning in 1 second, and there it is. We'll see if a play wants to be made on that, as Phoenix looks like he just wants to make sure this top side's held. Re-push out this lane, and just make sure that they're not giving away any channel progress. They're waiting in a bush. B-Med on this very sneaky side of the vent here. Bottom side still in control of Mildly Interesting. They have not moved off this point yet. Playing a little timid. And actually, here comes a rotation. They're going to check boss. Once again, Varian sees no one's on it. Siege Camp grab there by Rainbow Spectrum, and a fight could be breaking out here on this top beacon. All 10 members here. Rainbow Quinn, the one getting jumped on first and deleted. Sylvana, see ya later. There is the ball lightning, flipping around on all the members of the backside of Rainbow Spectrum, and they gotta back off this point, and it's given up to Mildly Interesting, and now the beacon progress channeling in the opposite direction as all the members of Mildly Interesting are full health. Fantastic out of combat transcendence there by Malfurion to make sure no one has to worry about backing. Camps are available on the map. Bottom side is even, as B-Med was here, was able to delay it a bit. Muradin now trying to stand on top, does get it, starting to channel back in favor of Mildly Interesting. Johanna walking forward, backside experience with another Colossal Smash, but here comes the Planet Cracker, and this one did a number on top of Varian, but he's gonna survive. He does not fall. Walrek still up. E-Day could be next to fall. A Fen from Cassia is enough to pick up a double kill for Mildly Interesting. Flirt Ninja could be next as Water Elemental locking him in, warping back with 11 health. There's the Q's coming out. The Ice Lance is not enough to finish off Phoenix. He survives, but it's a beacon full of Zerg, almost for both teams, but it will be 100% for Mildly Interesting. They're going to pair a boss with it as well, as Happy Pants is here with Magnus, Opus, and Rally. Muradin falling pretty low. I don't know if they have enough damage for this. They're going to need Cassie to come in, and here she comes. The heals from Malfurion trying to do what he can, and we'll see if anyone can eat some of this aggro right now from the boss. Should be enough. All right, looks like they do get it. A Fen from Cassia will complete the boss. They do get it in time. And second boss of the game here for Mildly Interesting. Let's check out the bottom side as we see the Zerg being cleared up by the members of Rainbow Spectrum. Top side, it's still attacking. It got through a keep wall. Excuse me. And a bit of the keep, but did not destroy it. Top side, the boss is up. It is pushing. Ripping through some of these minions right now, and a response is coming from Thrall. The rotation from Johanna and Sylvanas on the way as well. Phoenix is going to work on getting level 20s here in the bottom lane for Rainbow Spectrum. But a back and forth game, a bloodbath of a game, 16-11 in the favor of Rainbow Spectrum right now. This boss is still here in the top. Should be able to get a little bit of damage done on this keep wall. At least half that turret's down already. But that's going to be all she wrote. The turret does survive, and camps are now being grabbed by Mildly Interesting.
Let's give them hell.
As I continue to drink water, this is one heck of a game. Bruiser Camp being grabbed right now by Rainbow Spectrum, but here comes Muradin, gonna check it out, not there in time, does throw out a Storm Bolt and Dwarf Toss away. He survives, baited out a Lornado, but here comes a Mind Control. This one on top of Varian, he's very low. Goes out to protect, gets that Colossal Smash off, but falls again. And that's 7 deaths right now for Varian. Top deaths in the game right now. Phoenix leading the way with 7 kills among all heroes in the game. Top side, there is a Bruiser Camp pushing it, finish off that turret here with the minion wave as well. They're going to have to send out a rotation to clear this up if they don't want to lose the rest of this keep wall and its turrets. And looks like it's going to be a little too late for Phoenix. That turret does fall, but it is level 20 talents, currently in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. Going to move around the map, find a siege camp, push back out this top lane. And no, not like this. Not like this, Phoenix. Phoenix falls to a Bruiser Camp on the top side. No heroes needed from Mildly Interesting, as that is a 60-second cooldown before he rejoins this map. Beacon's active in 25 seconds, so that means it will be an advantage here for Mildly Interesting. And late game, that could make all the difference. We'll see what the response is here from Rainbow Spectrum. Currently looks like they want to sit in this bottom lane. I got those level 20 talents on your screen as they tick in for Mildly Interesting. Looks like never-ending infinite lightning for Cassia, which is one of the most fun talents in the game, as that thing will bounce for eternity. Both teams wanting to stick together as a full squad. Up top is going to be your members of Mildly Interesting. Down bottom, we see Rainbow Spectrum, neither trying to get too aggressive. Sylvanas showing in lane. We'll see if that signals anything out. But there are catapults making pressure here in the bottom lane. So this play here, this stalling out for Mildly Interesting, is giving enough time for Phoenix to respawn, for Rainbow Spectrum to get this pressure in the bottom lane. And we'll see if it costs Mildly Interesting any positional advantage on this map, as someone's going to have to go back and respond to these catapults eventually. We see all 5 members rejoined up here in the bottom lane by Rainbow Spectrum. They're being patient up top. It's still Mildly Interesting being patient as well. Perhaps a little too patient from both sides, as now we see minions pushing this top keep. They're finally going to clash right here. They're waiting in this bush, and there is a mind control. This one's on top of Jaina, going to get locked in, but no, has an ice block. Going to survive for now, but the Planet Cracker stuck around long enough. Jaina's the first to fall, and the push now is on top of Muradin. BMAD falling low in the middle of this fight, and we'll see what other ultimates want to come out. There's a Colossal Smash. Thrall very low. Will Thrall fall? And yes, he does. Happy Pants finishing off with the Muradin. Varian's low as well, 100 health left. There goes the damage on him, but he's surrounding this Johanna all by herself as E-Day 15, and Johanna has to pop that indestructible. But bottom side, check out the core. This thing's at 34% health. The catapult's pushing in so hard as the kills continue. Happy Pants on that Muradin could be next, and yes it is. 3 members down as the boss is pulled there by Captain Quinn, trying to avoid the damage. The root out from Malfurion, he's gonna get away. Cassia's back clearing up that bottom wave, and Rainbow Spectrum able to recoup after losing a couple in the fight, and they end up winning it 3-2. They grab both the beacons as Malfurion frantically scrambling towards his bottom beacon, and there's a response. Look at this. Phoenix walking back down, making sure they regain this control. They want this last Zerg wave. It will push in an empty lane that keeps already down the bot side for Rainbow Spectrum, so they want to get this. It's their core push, 34% already on that core. So expect a 3v3 skirmish here, as both teams definitely want to control this point right now. Another mind control. This one's on Malfurion, but they find the kill. Rally got the kill there on top of Deckard Cain, and without supporting, infinite lightning coming out, and it's going to do a lot of damage. BMAD has to drop the earthquake. Is there another Q from either Jaina or Cassia? Yes! Thrall's going to fall. Deckard Cain already down, so a 5v3 power play right now for Mildly Interesting, and they are keeping this game mildly interesting as we see this flip back around once again on a dime. Beacon Progress in control of Mildly Interesting, as they are now able to walk over to this boss. They've already gotten it twice in this game. Do they start it for a 3rd time? Yes, they do. Happy Pants on the Muradin. Gonna give it a couple whacks. Stood inside that blast for a bit. Took a bit of damage, down to 50% health. Of course, Malfurion not the strongest out of combat support, so Happy Pants gonna have to rely a bit on Varian to tank some of this. Jaina's here now as well to join in with some of her frost damage. Blizzard dropped in as Varian's falling low as the backup. Happy Pants also low. Will the boss fall? Yes, it does. They do get it without losing any heroes, but top side was taken away there by Rainbow Spectrum, and they're waiting in this vent. But do they have a response to this boss? It is a 26-minute boss as Varian Colossal smashing in. This one's on Captain Quinn and Sylvanas. The top beacon is in control of Mildly Interesting, and with Malfurion popping Transcendence, all the members of Mildly Interesting are back up to full health. They have this control, and Rainbow Spectrum is desperately trying to make a move back in. Another Colossal Smash, this one on top of Deckard Cain. There's a mind control on Varian trying to keep him locked in, but E-Day 15 on that. Johanna falling low. Great Lord NATO, however, pushing back the members, but Varian is relentless, not letting Johanna go. 90 health, gets a heal from Deckard Cain, surviving. Water Elemental gonna help dismount, doing a bit of damage, but Ide gonna survive. Here's the Planet Cracker this time to clear out the Zerg wave, and it did a number on them, so they might actually be able to protect this a bit. As you see Cassia, the lone member, back from Mildly Interesting, as the rest of the team is rotating to help her. They can't afford to give up any more damage on their core, so instead of pushing with this, they're going to trust the boss and the Zerg wave get to keep, which it did. Now we're going to be evened up. Whoa, no. Whoa, no. Do not fall here, Deckard Cain. He's going to survive. He makes it out alive. Had some potions for himself, drinking out of his own flask. And after the Zerg wave, Mildly Interesting picking up the top keep with the boss, with the full 100% Zerg. As this has become, as Mongoose22 just said in chat, a holy cow of a game. Both teams not wanting to lose map number 1. Bruiser Camp being started here by Rainbow Spectrum. Bruiser Camp being started on the other side by Mildly Interesting. They're going to get those out around the same time. 9 kills right now for Phoenix. Will he make it 10 before this one's up? Jaina with 5 on the side of Mildly Interesting. But here's Cassia all alone. Will it be led off by a mind control? And yes, it is going to be locked inside that scroll of ceiling. But on the backside, once again, it's Variant playing aggressive Blizzard on 2. Gonna get a kill. Indestructible pop there from Johanna. Once that expires, she might fall. But EJ's still alive. Another Colossal Smash. This one's on Thrall. B-Med falling low. Leaping forward is Muradin. They get a triple kill, warping away Phoenix. Blur Ninja likely going to survive, but a triple kill this late in the game. Marching up top, looks like it's Mildly Interesting. They want to go for the core. There's a Bruiser Camp here. It's been pushing this whole time. Poor Ninja, Captain Quinn, they're going to try to clear this up quickly, but here come Mildly Interesting. They're making a play at the core. Will it be enough? Rally trying to get the damage, locks in Phoenix, and Phoenix has fallen. 4 members of Rainbow Spectrum are currently dead right now, as the members of Mildly Interesting are pushing in on the core. All 5 are finally here. Cassia finally joining. I don't think there's enough on this bottom side to get down to the core. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 30 minutes of play, your winners of map number 1 are going to be newcomers to NGS, Mildly Interesting. And ladies and gentlemen, here is your match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Thank you for the raid from Ghost Dunk. Welcome. You guys are catching the brief ending here of map number 1 between Mildly Interesting and Rainbow Spectrum, with Mildly Interesting taking a 30-minute win over Rainbow Spectrum here on Braxis Holdout. Miss Upwind Bird, a fantastic amount of damage, 201 siege, 90 in the hero damage department, and 19k XP. Definitely MVP worthy numbers. 7 kills on the board for Jaina. Fantastic little bit of play there by newcomers, Mildly Interesting. Take a quick peek at these talents if you want to check the VOD out later on. Both teams ending with 20 kills on the board, level 23 to level 22. Quite the game here between these two teams, and we still have one more left for you this evening. It's going to be Sky Temple. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, set up the lobby, and be right back, so don't go anywhere. Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well. It's a triple. Oh, look at the Haka. Finds the Avatar top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting on the 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Welcome back. Got my Regen mug with me. I got these teams with me. That was a doozy, okay? I'm here casting by myself 30 minutes straight. You better believe I'm going to take my full 5-minute break. I'm getting a friend request from some of these members. They love me. That's okay. Teams are in lobby. So I'm going to see if they're ready. Next map is going to be Sky Temple. And teams are ready. So without further ado, I bring you map number 2 between Mildly Interesting and Rainbow Spectrum. Alright, so map number 1, we saw Mildly Interesting target ban out B Maduho, and we will see if that continues. But first up, it's going to be Rainbow Spectrum with their first ban. And they banned away Yrel game 1. Wouldn't be surprised to continue seeing that trend here in map number 2. And there it is. Yrel banned away once again by Rainbow Spectrum. Now on the clock, it's going to be Mildly Interesting. And there it is once again. Gazlo banned off the top. You saw him played in the grand finals of the Western Clash today. Bit of a surprise pick by Leftovers, but it was on Volskaya Foundry. Didn't end up getting them the W. But good to see the Clamps finally make it into an HGC Grand Finals match. I believe that's the first time in history that's ever happened in a Grand Finals. Ban number 2 now for Rainbow Spectrum, and it's going to be Asmodan this time, who did not make an appearance in the bans or picks for map number 1, which we now send the ban back over to Mildly Interesting, the final ban of this top phase. And game 1, it was Greymane. We'll see if that is their pick once again, or if they want to switch it up a bit. 5 seconds on the clock for them to make that decision, as I want to welcome everyone. And once again, huge thanks to Ghostunk for that raid, bringing in a bunch of members from the NGS family here. Rainer is the ban. Wasting no time in draft yet again is Rainbow Spectrum. They're going with Deckard for the second time tonight. And game number 1, fantastic play by Wono with those Lornados. Was able to help secure a lot of kills for his team. Malfurion picked on the side of Mildly Interesting, was the support choice for their team. So both teams sticking with their support and saying we have what it takes with these heroes. Pairing it with that Muradin, who has switched up his skin as we asked him to in between.
I'm here to help.
And there we go, quickly. Jaina, Hanzo, and the picks continue to fly in. Final ban phase. Mildly Interesting up first with their final ban. Then we'll hand it over to Rainbow Spectrum. Looking at the first map, they banned out a Sergeant Hammer. We'll see if they want to stick with that. Also, Greymane was banned, as I already mentioned. So those were their 2 choices. Keeping an eye to see if they want you to go back to them at all. Drink and Run in chat saying 30 more minutes. As they decide not to use a ban here. Timer expired. No choice was taken. So Kerrigan will be the final ban of the night for Rainbow Spectrum, which now gives 2 picks. Picks number 3 and 4 on the side of Mildly Interesting. They already have a Malfurion and a Muradin they had in game number 1. Do they want to go back to some of these heroes they had? Like that Cassia, like that Varian, of course, Jaina already taken away by Rainbow Spectrum. So they're going to have to potentially move into something new here, but they could still stick with some of their choices. And there is that Cassia. That was played by Miss Windup Bird, who did a good job in game number 1. Will, I'd assume, resume her role on Cassia. They're going to pair it with a Li Ming. And that was Rally, I believe, on the Jaina in game 1. Likely going to play the mage here, the Li Ming here in game number 2. Diablo and Murky, it's time to see some fun. If you came here to see B-Med tonight, you're going to get some B-Med because Murky is one of his favorite heroes, and that's my best Murky impression for you. You can go ahead and clip that, spam it across NGS. Valera, the final selection. But, whoo, boy, Murky. We'll see how much space he gets. If Murky can run around the map, make some mayhem with his puffer fish, go into that bribe and push out some of these merc camps. That's what B-Med is going to be looking for. Map number 2, Sky Temple. This was the selection of Mildly Interesting during the coin toss. So we'll see what their strategy looks like here. A Valera pick in the final slot from Walrex. He played that Varian in game number 1. Excuse me. He's going to try to make it happen this time on a Valera. So a switch up, a change up. And it's going to be a Murky Hanzo Jaina Decker Diablo comp to help counter that. And is it enough? Time will tell between these two teams. Who do you think is going to win? If you think it's going to be mildly interesting, throw out a hashtag MI in chat. If you think it's going to be Rainbow Spectrum in chat, hashtag RS. As I'm bringing you into game number 2 here on Sky Temple. On the left-hand side, we have your game 1 winners led by Captain Magnus Opus. It is mildly interesting, and Magnus will be playing that Malfurion. Happy Pants once again on Murden. Walrex switching over to Valera. Rally on the Li Ming this game, and down in the bottom lane, we see Miss Windup Bird on Hercassia. On the other side, it is Rainbow Spectrum. They're your red team tonight. Nemesis join in this game from the Twitch chat. Gonna be playing the Hanzo. E-Day 15 on Diablo. Captain Quinn on Jaina. Whoa, no. Once again on that Deckard Cain. And down bottom, you came here to see it. B-Med, the captain, on the Frog in a Bubble. Alright, mid-side, Hanzo. Gonna be working on his simple geometry build that he went to at level 1. We see Valera run around in the shadows. They currently have control over that vision up top, so Walrex not spotted right now and could be looking for anyone to walk past his bush. Instead, gonna rotate back around to her team is that Valera, and making the rotation down to the bottom, likely wanting to get a quick jump on B-Med and his Murky, who's already here. Going to throw out this puffer fish and try to get some stacks in a second. There it is. Looking to fill up the bribe stacks, and will get 3 there. So Murky already getting to work, and being in this bottom lane means that Murky is that much closer to the siege camp that spawns here, but they also have a Hanzo, so they could get the siege camp early with him. We'll see if Nemesis wants to make this rotation, and he will, along with Deckard Cain. So first camp will be put out on the map here by Rainbow Spectrum. Mid-side, we see Diablo soaking that XP. Jaina moving up top, going to play against the Li Ming. So macro first here by Rainbow Spectrum will give them a slight advantage in this bottom lane with just a Valera here in wave clear. Not enough to get through Pufferfish, so B-Med gonna have a field day for the time being, especially with these Siege Giants about to be walking down this lane as well. We'll see if a rotation from Mildly Interesting is gonna come out. But currently it's this mid lane 3v3 where all the action is sitting. And it's Miss Windup Bird leading the way with the damage there, making sure that that wave stays pushed up. She's actually going to make the rotation to the bottom to join Valera and help clear out these Siege Giants. Here is Cassia going to throw out a blind and a fend on top of the first Siege Giant, taking a little bit of damage. But Murky going to play back, dropping some sipping the tea Lily spray there, like the Kermit the Froggy. But the Siege Giants will get cleared up, and it's still a fight here at mid. Happy Pants falling low on Murden, has the Dwarf toss back to safety, gonna survive for now, and those Siege Giants are finally destroyed. B-Med still here up against this Valera. Here comes a rotation from Deckard Cain, not spotted yet, gonna wait in the bush. That Pufferfish does go off, gonna slow down Valera, but she's gonna back up. Has some movement of her own, gonna and I don't even know the name of that talent. And of course I can't see it because she's in her stealth form, but Glenda lets her kind of swift away. The rogue talent. You guys know it. You guys know it at home. Temple's activating, though, in just about 10 seconds. Already set up here on the mid side is Murden Malfurion. And up top, it looks like Rainbow Spectrum is going to have control up here as they push this minion wave forward to give them a bit more vision on the lane. Diablo going to stand on that, and this mid one, yes, will be controlled by Mildly Interesting. They're going to trade out for now, and they want to buy some time for Murky in this bottom lane, who's up against his Valera still. We'll see if Walrex is the answer for these pufferfish, and let's take a look at how many pufferfish stacks we have right now here. It's 7 on a fishy deal for Murky, so looking to continue there. There's the pufferfish dropped. It will explode, get 2 more stacks there. BMed, though, taking a bit of damage on Murky. Gonna survive. Has that the fastest health regen in the game on Murky, as far as I know, and will recover quickly is Murky. Up here top, that fort taking damage from the temple. Mid-side going to shoot down some of this on this mid-side fort for Rainbow Spectrum. So this is going to trade him out full temple for full temple, and really not too much in either way in terms of completing one of these forts. They got close, but neither side getting the job done quite yet, as we see a bruiser camp. No, they're going to walk past the bruiser camp. They don't want it quite yet. Bottom side siege camp will be spawning in 20 seconds. Other side, we do see Cassia working down a siege camp for Mildly Interesting. No one soaking XP up top right now for Rainbow Spectrum, but they are on even talents, level 7 and level 7. Those talents are up on your screen right now. And Siege Camp will be pushing bottom lane. Stun there from Valera, not enough to keep Murky scared. He's going to stay sturdy. That Siege Camp has spawned. We'll see if a rotation comes out, if any of these camps can be put out right now by Rainbow Spectrum. But right now, they're content. Waiting in the bush, though. Look at this. It is Li Ming looking to get some damage on top of Jaina. Captain Quinn falling low. Took a full blast and a half there from Li Ming, but does survive. In the meanwhile, Murky did fall, but it's just a Murky back in the bottom lane. Gonna throw out that pufferfish this time, destroyed by Walrex. And no more stacks for Murky, but they do grab some Siege Giants, which will help clear out the opposing Siege Giants here. And they're going to push down this bottom lane as the next temple will be spawning here. And they're losing this bottom lane currently to the Li Ming and those Siege Giants. So they got to make some counter push happen. Here's another good pufferfish from Murky, going to get some more stacks for himself. But that's all the action for now. Both teams kind of sitting back in lane. We'll see if they want to get their bruiser camps out. Hanzo not making the rotation here with Jaina. They're going to give that up. But on the other side, look at this. Started up by Mildly Interesting. This bruiser camp will be put out during this temple phase. So it will be advantage top lane for Mildly Interesting. And someone will have to respond to that. But could be first jump at the temple for Rainbow Spectrum. And B-Med's going to make his way in here. Walrex in stealth form. And B-Med saw it. Had to use the bubble back to safety. Magnus Opus standing on the temple first. And in control is the temple by Mildly Interesting. They're going to get shots on this bottom side turret, which is now destroyed. Diablo's here going to stomp. Check out that bush. See who's waiting. But it is 3 members of Mildly Interesting that are here. So he's going to have to play it a bit slow for now. Murky's going to split out and try to get some XP elsewhere, as they want those level 10 talents, it appears. And has to clear out that bruiser camp up top that's been pushing. And, you know, a bit of a mistake by Rainbow Spectrum not wanting to get that bruiser camp out. And you can see that it's going to cost them their Murky in this fight. And he's going to have to stay up top, clear that out. And it does give over the first fort of the game to Mildly Interesting. And now the temple has its sight set on the mid fort, which does survive the final burst. But level 10s are clicked in for Mildly Interesting, and just now level 10s for Rainbow Spectrum. As we see, Jaina still hasn't picked a level 7 talent. Now he's going to have to start looking at a level 10 talent as the ball lightning comes out, connecting out the 2, but not enough to finish off Diablo or Deckard Cain. Rotation still coming out. Murky now looking to bribe away. Not enough stacks right now, actually, so won't be able to do it. Instead, probably going to use it down here on the siege camp when it's available. It's going to be Jaina and Hanzo making the rotation to the bruiser camp, which they should have done earlier, but they're going to get it now, which should be just about good enough for them anyway. Create some pressure in the top lane up against that solo Valera. I don't know if they know. Yeah, they should know that she's there. She's showing in the wave right now. But bruiser camp finally destroyed and picked up by Rainbow Spectrum. And they're going to make this push onto Valera. Here's Diablo going to flip her. Not over the wall, though. Walrex going to survive. Does use a stealth to avoid any sort of delay there or slow from that water elemental that was used. And now the side of Mildly Interesting, they have a free opportunity to get this siege camp. They know the members are up top from Rainbow Spectrum. And they do get that siege camp. Murky bribing away a camp here on the bottom side to match it. Both teams sitting at level 11, about even on XP. And temples have been announced. It's going to be mid, it's going to be bot, and Rainbow Spectrum, they want this mid side. You can see Diablo walking onto this vision, wants to have that eyesight control, sees the Muradin walking in, going to back up to the team. Wono's here on that Deckard Cain. He's been doing so well with the Lornados throughout the night. We'll see if he can isolate out any targets. But B-Med's down here with that Murky, going to get some free push pressure, and the rest of the members from Rainbow Spectrum are going to join up onto this temple, get the shots in this bottom lane as the Giants are here as well. They're going to get a considerable push, but Mildly Interesting does finish off a fort here in the mid side. Valera is the only one here in defense. Diablo going to charge, and there is a smoke bomb. Walrex inside of that, but a blizzard on top is going to do a bit of damage, but of course the armor inside that smoke allowed her to survive, but going to get locked in by a scroll of ceiling. And first blood of the game coming at 9 minutes and 3 seconds belongs to Rainbow Spectrum. And I guess it really wasn't first blood because Murky fell, but do you really count Murky as a kill? Either way, first full kill of the game. It is going to be Valera falling as the push onto this mid-side temple is coming out from Rainbow Spectrum. Ball lightning quick there from Miss Windup Bird, looking to get some damage out. But the temple expired, and Rainbow Spectrum was just a bit late trying to get there to interrupt it. Shots went over to Mildly Interesting. They did get another fort up top, so 3 forts down, only 1 fort down on the other side, here in the bottom side. So the lead currently for Mildly Interesting, as this was their map pick, you can see that they're doing a pretty good job so far maintaining map control, as Mildly Interesting is looking to get this Murky pressure started. And let's look at the where's the XP one? Yeah, this one, Murky, 9.2k. Li Ming, the only one close at 7.7k XP. Teams now showing up here at mid. Will this be the first full brawl of the game? Level 13 apiece. There is Hanzo having to use his natural agility over the fort back to safety. Valera had to back off the engagement there. And Hanzo's going to use a tap, rejoin the fight here on the bottom side. They're looking at this boss, keeping eyes on it, make sure no one's stealing it away. Cassie is being sneaky up top on a bruiser camp, however. And there's going to be members of Mildly Interesting going to join her here because Cassia could not do this by herself. She's going to survive with the heals of Malfurion. But does this mean that they see this? I don't think Rainbow Spectrum has any idea what's going on. So bruiser camp is taken. The boss isn't started. The other bruiser camp in 40 seconds. Not enough time to make a move onto that quite yet. Temples will be spawning top and bottom next. And this is scouted right now by Valera, the bosses. She doesn't see Diablo, but here comes an engagement on top of Hanzo. Falling low, we got silence. There's a blizzard on top of Valera, but once again, inside the smoke bomb, gets that 25 armor. Water elemental now being dropped to stop this engagement from happening. And Rainbow Spectrum, they used up a water elemental, didn't get much out of it. Level 14's a piece, as we do see a bruiser camp spawning in 10 seconds. Murky up top to clear out this bruiser camp that's pushing top lane, and a fight breaking out in the bottom. Diablo here on top of Valera, and she falls for the second time in the game. Muradin getting locked in by a scroll of ceiling. Happy Pants gonna have to dwarf toss out of this. Did pop Avatar, so will be pretty tanky for now, but there's no fort here for safety. And Lornados have been so good, but it's on a 30-second cooldown for Deckard Cain. So Cassia ready to jump in. A huge silence there by Malfurion. Dragon's Arrow gonna reset the fight for now. Nemesis just joining this game off the bench here for Rainbow Spectrum and doing a good job with that Dragon's Arrow. Gonna make sure Captain Quinn's gonna survive. Wono survives. Eday15 survives. All the members of Rainbow Spectrum are alive for now. Murky up on this top side. Gonna get the shots on the top temple, but bottom side, there's not much opportunity for Rainbow Spectrum to walk in on this. They're gonna have to give it up, which is gonna mean some pressure onto the first keep of the game. One of the turrets already destroyed. They're gonna use their well taps now. And potentially re-engage this as Valera making the move up top on B-Med. We'll see if Walrex can finish this off. There is the bubble and a huge lock-in with the, what is it called? The Octograb, right? Octograb for Murky, but Valera survived it. Very unfortunate, as the Temple Guardians helped finish off Murky, so she's going to grab that away. But will she die? 40 health! And does. Valera surviving, getting the bonus shots there on the top temple.
My temple's power.
16 apiece are the levels. Those talents are on your screen. But once again, we see Mildly Interesting taking a lead, even though they don't have any kills outside of a Murky in this game. 2 kills on Murky. As we do see Murky working on the Bruiser camp, has that talent now at level 13, Fish Tank, which gives him a lot of health back every time he's doing damage, so Murky a bit more survivable in these fights. But we'll see if he can make any damage happen in a team fight. And here comes B-Med. We'll see if he wants to find an Octo Grab. There's a Dragon's Arrow, isolating out 2 Water Elemental, dropping on his backside. Magnus Opus getting locked in by the Lornado, but the counter kill on the other side. Murky falls, Deckard Cain falls. They finally kill off Malfurion. There's a Lightning Breath, but not before Jaina falls as well. Excuse me, a 3-for-1, make it 4-for-1 as Diablo falls as well. A quick respawn for him. Souls are down. And I need to keep drinking water. These games tonight have been all over the place. Okay. I'm back. Single temple active in the top side in 25 seconds. Boss still available. Checking it out there was Rainbow Spectrum. They don't want a piece of it. Instead, they're going to keep rotating around. B-Med going to continue getting stacks. Lost a few there to some Hanzo scatter arrows, but they'll be okay. They do see Cassia in this bottom lane, clearing up Siege Giants. They're going to make a push at this mid fort, or perhaps try to flank behind Cassia. Yes, that is the call. They want Miss Windup Bird. Here comes B-Med. Has the Octo Grab and will not need to use it, actually. They just finished off Cassia for free. A quick kill on Cassia, and now they're getting started on this boss. They're making their move. They want to start getting some pressure on the other side. That temple should be enough, though, to get this top keep down, so keep an eye on that health bar. But a boss will be in favor of Rainbow Spectrum. They are going to have opportunity to push along with the Siege Giants in this bottom lane. Another Siege camp has spawned here as well. But instead, no, they're going to want to get up to this temple, but they're going to be late. This temple is going to be just about done by the time they show up. Valera, waiting in a bush, has the scouting available. They're going to walk right past her. In fact, bump into her and don't even see her because she's in that full stealth form. And look at this. Temple expires and full shots go over. So Mildly Interesting, but here's the engage. They're on top of Murden, locked in by Scroll of Sealing. A great Twilight Dream by Malfurion. Gonna silence a few targets, but Octo Grab on the backside. Gonna lock in Valera, and Walrex gets out and finds a double kill of his own. Walrex making it happen once again with these heroes that just love getting in people's faces. First game it was Varian, second game it's Valera as he finds another kill on top of Jaina. They got the first keep of the game. Cassia's back here defending against his boss. It's gonna fall. And Mildly Interesting, once again, keeping these games interesting. Now 6 kills on the board, and it's Valera with 6.5 of them. Mildly Interesting, really stepping it up here in the mid to late game. They now have level 20, so yes, we have entered the late game. There are the level 20 talents on the screen. Womack pointing out Murky into Li Ming feels kind of bad because of those resets, and yeah, you could really feel it in that last fight. Once Murky fell, the resets came out, and it definitely rallied on that Li Ming. Found some extra damage in the fight, and looking at the damage, it's Rally leading the way with 28k right now. So doing a great job for the second game in a row, putting out damage from the mage slot. Rally deleting Murky. That was like, you couldn't even see the health bar move. It was just goodbye. Instant goodbye. As Murky respawns by the mid wall, here is Mildly Interesting with the level 20 talents. Double temple phase activating in 25 seconds. And they have position over the temple. They're looking at a bruiser camp here. They're likely going to start. They find another pickoff on B-Med. He's down for, I believe, the 5th time in the game. Bruiser camp being started will be completed, and the rotation here coming from Rainbow Spectrum. Are they getting desperate now? They need to find something. Murky revealing that they're here, and here come Rainbow Spectrum. They are looking for it. Scroll of Sealing going to lock in Cassia. Murky down first. Reset coming out from Li Ming, bringing in the damage. There's Valera with their smoke bomb. trying to get the rest of this damage and finds it on Diablo. Another kill. Make it. Ooh, a counter kill on the other side. I thought it was 3. It actually was Cassia falling, but there it is. It is 3 finally. Walrex finding it once again. The smoke bomb plays that he's been putting out in these fights have been unrelenting. Temples are active. Both are going to be captured right now by Mildly Interesting, and that could mean more forts, keeps down as another hero falls. That was Murky? Or just Murky? Murky respawn. Okay. Still no level 20s, but they are close and should be gathered here by Rainbow Spectrum, but all 3 of their keeps are down. And now shots are coming on core. Watch the shielding go down as no one's making a move up to these temples. Murden still has 4 more shots plus bonus available. He's going to back off because he's falling low. Going to have to use some of his self-healing. Malfurion still here getting final shots off. The core down to 50% health. Here comes some bonus shots in. It's going to put it down to 40, 36%. Murden moving back in. Going to get his 2 remaining shots plus the 4 bonus. Is this enough to finish the game? 29%. 1, 2, 3, 4. 11% on the core. And now Rainbow Spectrum with their backs up against the ropes, trying to find a kill on top of Valera, and finally they get it. They find the kill. Water Elementals drop. They're looking for something. Will the Lornado lock anyone in? It's a little late, but there is a Dragon's Arrow with play of the game, getting the damage in on Cassia. She's able to back up. Water Elemental is still here. Happy Pants, though, soaking up all the damage, and that's Murden. He's going to survive. Murky getting aggressive. Looking to see if he can get inside, but doesn't find an avenue. Has to back up once again. And they got to play cleanup. The waves are starting to push in. Bottom side, of course, has catapults that are spawning in the lane. Top side, we see 2 catapults here. And boss spawning in 15 seconds. This will be an advantage for Rainbow Spectrum. It might be the only chance they have to get back in this game. And Murky knows that they're here now, so they have sights, and it's going to be 5 seconds to this boss. A desperation play has got to come out from Rainbow Spectrum. Top lane, there's 2 catapults pushing in, so they got to make it fast, and here comes the play. Boss has spawned. Octo grab on 1, but no follow-up there from Rainbow Spectrum, and Murky is the first to fall in the fight. Reset's coming out. Li Ming has to pop her ice block and falls as well. A double kill for Mildly Interesting as they're looking for more rally. Moving forward and blinks away. Actually uses that teleport back to safety a bit as Murden potentially wants his boss. He's looking at it, and yes, he does. He's starting up the boss. Murky's going to be back to clear up waves, and Mildly Interesting having Jaina down and all their members here in this bottom side and around this boss. They're going to try to make it happen, but Hanzo not going to let it go for free. Has the play of the game. His Dragon Arrow still available. There it is. Hitting Malfurion. Gets the extra damage on Malfurion. Low and falls. Nemesis finding a kill. Coming out of chat. Once again, as I mentioned, making it happen, but he does fall himself. And here's the Lightning Breath. It is that extending lightning at level 20, but does not find any kills. So boss will be handed over, and likely the game to Mildly Interesting as 3 members are currently dead. The boss is being taken. The temples are active as well. And checkmate has been presented by Mildly Interesting. They're going to take the 2-0 this evening. And congratulations on their first NGS match. Finding the W's here up against Rainbow Spectrum. A checkmate situation here on Sky Temple. GG. Mildly Interesting takes the 2-0. Alright, so once again, let me present to you the match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series, and this time it's Walrex finding all 12 kills. Murden had 1, so I can't say all, but a tremendous amount of the kills. Unbelievable play. A last pick Valera. Well played, well done. And as mentioned, Mildly Interesting picking up the 2-0 over Rainbow Spectrum. 15-7 in kills. Took them a bit to get started, but once they did, it was lights out. Here's the talents on your screen. If you want to go back and check this during the VOD, I'll have it posted later this evening over on my YouTube page. If you're watching from YouTube, please throw out a subscription on my YouTube page. I'm trying to make it to 100, and every single one of you that can click that helps me reach my goal. I'm going to reach out to the captain of Mildly Interesting and see if we can get an interview, because that was quite the game, and I'm definitely excited. Excuse me, as I'm like losing my voice from this match. That was a lot of casting, but a lot of back and forth between these teams tonight, and truly really could have gone either way, but it ended up being 2 in favor of Mildly Interesting. So I want to see if we can bring this captain in, Magnus Opus, and get a little interview going. Oh, that's the wrong spot to put that. Rip. I'm in the NGS lobby 2 on the Discord. Just 1 or 2, please. Womack.
Hello.
Oh, wait, there we go. What up? Magnus Opus joining me, the captain of Mildly Interesting. What a fantastic debut for you guys.
Zach said that we might. Hello.
Hey,
Dude, it was such an intense few matches.
Yeah, they really were. Brax's holdout went 30 minutes. Sky Temple 22 minutes. So you guys kept me active for a while there.
Yeah, an hour. We were expecting like 40 minutes, but really went over.
Yeah, I mean, I love to see good matches, and tonight we definitely got that. Looks like you guys came in with a plan. Both games, you guys banned out B-Med's Gazlo. Is this a scouting report? Tip from another team?
Yeah. So one of our members did a lot of research in the other team, so we banned the most played heroes on their team. So Gazlo is played a lot by 2 of their members, so it was their priority ban.
Well, very good scouting there. And I saw you guys. You went in with similar compositions in both games, all right? So you had the Muradin, the Cassia, and the Malfurion, both games. But then you had the Jaina and the Leeming, a little interchangeable at the mage slot. And then Valera in Game 2 filling a similar role to Varian in Game 1. And I thought Walrex was lights out there in Game number 2 on his Valera.
Yeah, he was. He plays Valera and Varian a lot, and he really excels at just wiping out the backline squishies.
Yeah, and for me, it was a surprising composition to bring on Braxis. The Cassia, I think, getting some decent value on Phoenix, and I thought Miss Windup Bird in both games did a fantastic job playing that Cassia. You don't see her too often, so that was good to see. But game number 2, you bring back the Cassia. Was it just to counter Hanzo, or was this just a comfort hero?
So honestly, we didn't intend to go Cassia, but we sort of didn't really know what to do at the last moment. So we went. She went. The player went with Cassia as sort of a fallback because that's what they know really well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could sense there was a bit of indecision as ban number 3 was just totally omitted. You guys didn't want to ban out a third hero. So perhaps, yeah, my guess was just a little indecision on your half.
Yeah. One of the biggest regrets we had during the ban phase was not taking away their Deckard. That was a big mistake.
Yeah, you guys mentioned during the draft lobby. I don't think the chat had the pleasure of seeing it, but you guys were complimenting those Lornados in game number 1, which really were fantastic. I don't think found quite the same amount of them in game number 2. There was one that locked in Happy Pants, and I believe it was Magnus Opus U on the Malfurion. Yeah. But was it a worry in game number 2 going against a Deckard, and how did you guys decide to adjust against it?
So, really, we were sort of, because Deckard has lost sustain healing, we chose, because Deckard has lost sustain healing, I'm sorry, I don't really know what I'm speaking about. So, how do we adjust against Deckard? He wasn't really an issue, actually. Like, we were sort of expecting it, but aside from, as you said, the one Lornado where he did really well, his roots were kind of annoying, but other than that, he wasn't really a threat.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the adjustment on Leeming, I guess, makes sense. Especially, okay, so it was mentioned in chat, going up against a Murky, how good does it feel to have those resets on a Li Ming come in a team fight?
I don't know. Let me ask him. Hey,
Yeah,
Riley, how good does it? Let me bring them all over.
yeah, bring him over. Have some
Hey
fun.
guys, join lobby number 2 in the NGS server. Riley, he has questions for you.
All right, so we'll see if they join us here. Once again, huge shout out to everyone who stopped in tonight. We're currently sitting at around 30 viewers. You guys are the best, as you know. I'm a huge fan of when you guys are huge fans. So being here means the world to me and these teams that are playing for you. Still waiting on a second person to join this interview, apparently. I don't know if we're going to get him or not.
It looks like the rest of the team doesn't really want to join.
Okay, fair enough.
No worries.
I'll answer for him. It feels really good to have resets up against a Murky as a Li Ming because the damage came out, and I'm going to look at it one more time here. 49k hero damage, led the game, was Rally in map number 2 there. And
he always does max hero damage. He's really good.
Yeah, it was tasty.
I think he's probably the best player on our team, honestly.
Well, game number 1, it was Cassia who had top hero damage. I did note that.
Yeah, but he always does a lot of really good plays, and he plays very, very solidly every single game.
Yeah. No, it was a great effort from your entire squad. Really, I can't say any one person was better than next because everyone just did that well tonight. Of course, taking the 2-0 gives your team 2 points in the standings. Your first match of the season as well, so you're looking good heading through this round number 1. Any outlook on your next opponents? Have you continued any scouting on them?
We have not, but we will continue to do so.
Awesome. So as is tradition, before I let you go, Magnus, I want to give you the opportunity to give some shout-outs, so the floor is yours.
Shout-outs? No, thank you.
Okay, no shout-outs. That's a first. You saw it here first, Twitch. No shout-outs.
Shout-out to. All right. Later, man. Have a good day. Thanks for casting.
All right, see you later. All right, so that was mildly interesting, that interview, and that was Mildly Interesting's captain, Magnus Opus. Never seen someone not want to give a shout-out. Man, usually people are like, oh my god, I got 8,000. Anyway, that's it for this evening. I'm back tomorrow night, and I know you guys want to stop in because Murda brings the heat nightly here in NGS. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern. Wood League versus Zolgin Distillery from Division D East. And then we're heading up to the big leagues, the Storm Division at 9 p.m. Eastern between Luxorian Sun and Trademark Gaming. A match that has been bookmarked on the schedule by many people here in NGS and is definitely going to be a thriller, so do not miss that. But for tonight, that's all I have. I'm Murda. You guys are Twitch chat. Until tomorrow night, that's it for me, and I will see you later.